So good evening, everybody, and welcome to October's council-wide Scouts BSA Roundtable. I'm so happy that you joined us tonight. We're going to keep talking while the slideshow keeps going in the background. This is a webinar format, so if you have any questions on either the top or bottom of the screen, depending on what operating system you use, you'll see a Q&A.
Brian, you're muted.
Sorry. Try this again. So good evening, everybody, and welcome to October's Roundtable. So happy you guys all can join us tonight. A couple housekeeping items. For tonight's Roundtable, it is a webinar format. So we're going to be using the Q&A for all of the questions and answers. That way the moderators have a better chance of catching all the questions and making sure they're answered either by in the Q&A or have the panelists answer them live.
You're muted still, Brian.
Yeah, Brian, you got two profiles going, so we can hear you twice in some instances. So one keeps getting muted.
All right. So without further ado, I will turn it over to Robert Hart for the opening prayer. Robert?
If everyone put themselves in a mental place, please. Lord, we thank you for this day. Help us to do our best every day and forgive us when we sleep. Teach us to be kind to other people and help them at all times. Bless our parents, our leaders, and the Scouts and all members. Bless us, our Lord, and your love for us. Help us to be a better Scout and let us do our best for you. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Robert. And if we could all stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Join us in the Scout Oath.
On my honor, I will do my best to do my duty to guard my country, to obey the Scout law, to help other people at all times, to keep myself physically strong, mentally awake, and morally straight.
If you can join us in the Scout Law.
A Scout is trustworthy, loyal, helpful, friendly, courteous, kind, obedient, cheerful, thrifty, brave, clean, and reverent.
2. All right, thank you, Scouts, for helping us in our opening this month. This month's hot topics, we're going to be turning it over to kick it off is our Council Commissioner, Paul Schofield, to talk about recharter and Journey to Excellence updates.
Great.
Paul?
Thank you, Brian. And welcome, everyone. Thanks again for joining us tonight on our October Roundtable. I hope you're all being safe and enjoying the fall weather that we're receiving. But we have two important topics we just wanted to touch base on really quick. The first one is recharter, which is always our favorite time of the year right now. So a rechartering email went out to the key 3 of your unit. That's your chartered rep, your committee chair, and your Scoutmaster on October 3rd. So in that email, it gives the instructions on how we're handling recharter again this year. It'll have your online code for your unit so you can register and sign into the rechartering system. So the good news is we've already had 28 units go log into that system to check that they have the access. And I encourage everyone to continue to do that now, so that when you get to the time to actually fill out your chartering paperwork online, that is, you have access to the system. We won't have any trouble. So a couple important changes that noted in that email, and again on our council website under the rechartering tab under volunteers, is charters are due this year, November 21st. Now that's earlier than we have in the past. And the big reason is we want to get all of our charters in before the holiday season hits. So we want not only yourself and your families to enjoy the holidays, but also all of our professional staff and volunteers that have to process the paperwork once you turn it in. So again, pay attention to those dates. But some key things this year is we're offering virtual one-on-one help sessions. So in that email also, there's a link. And if you go to our council website, again, on the rechartering page, you can sign up with one of your district executives or your unit service coordinator. Anytime a schedule, we're sort of like a doctor's appointment reservation, where you can sit and ask any questions you want about the rechartering process. They can walk you through step by step to fill the charter out with you. And you can submit it that time if you want, or you can wait till the 21st or whenever you're ready to turn it in. Also, if you're not comfortable with meeting in person on the 21st to turn your charter in, we are offering the virtual contactless charter turn in. So again, that's where you can sign up for a time slot, work with your unit service coordinator to submit everything electronically, and then we'd ask to follow up with the hard copies you can send into the scout shop in the scout office. So we're trying to work with you. We have several options this year, again, because of our COVID restrictions in some circumstances. So hopefully that works out. And related to recharter is the Journey to Excellence program. So National recognizes the difficulties that we're having right now. So they went ahead and amended the Journey to Excellence metrics for units on all program levels. So now if you continue to operate with virtual meetings, virtual activities, virtual camping trips, those will all count towards your different metrics under your advancements in your programs, your recruitment, and all within the Journey to Excellence program. So again, there's a link on that rechartering page for those latest forms. So please check those out, and it probably opens a little bit more to many of our units to qualify for one of the Journey to Excellence levels. And again, if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to your commissioner staff, your district executives, our unit service coordinators, or anyone at the council office. So we want to get you through this as easily as possible this year. And good luck, and we'll talk to you soon. Brian, back to you.
Yep. Thank you, Paul. And next up is Dr. Chris Black to talk about recruitment.
Hey, everybody. Oops, sorry. Hey, everybody. Thanks for being on. Thanks, Brian. It's an interesting time, certainly, but we've actually had some good success and had some good news coming out from some of our units. We've actually seen a spike in some of our recruitment for our troops. I think families are looking for something to do other than have their children sit in front of the computer. And some of the most successful units have been out there reassuring their communities that scouting is safe. We are following all the appropriate protocols. And the district executives have been really working hard to make sure those messages are reinstilled. The council executives and the council is here for each unit to help in our recruiting efforts. We have lawn signs available. We have materials, flyers, brochures, whatever you might need as a unit in order to continue to get that message out there. I know some of the inflatables are available for use. Have a day, get people out there, get them outside, bring a friend on a hike. There's a lot of exciting things going on. We know, all of us here on the call know the value of what it is we're doing. I think one of the best things we can do is continue to share that message and to continue to share the good news of scouting, our successes, our service projects, our service to others in the community, and use that as a recruitment tool. So the key is stay out there, stay active, connect with your scouts, connect with your families. Ask for help if you need it. Reach out to your DEs. If you need help on how to run a Zoom meeting before the fall comes in, make sure you're ready to do so. So we continue to stay active through this fall and then into the winter. Share your successes. If you found something that's working well for your unit as far as promoting it, share it with your district Facebook pages so others can learn. and share it here at your district roundtables so we all can learn. So keep up the good work. And if you need any help, reach out to the council. We're here for you.
All right. Thank you, Chris. Was there a question that needs to get answered? Or are we good? All right. So I think we're good. Next up is Joram to talk about our awesome adventure base camp.
Awesome. All right. Thanks, Brian. So we've been very busy at Adventure Base Camp for the past month and a half, and we're looking forward to continuing those activities going, well into the fall and the winter. So I want to, take a couple of minutes here to highlight, some of the events that are coming up. So coming up Saturday, October 24th, it's a chance for new scouts who are working on their scout rank to come out to Adventure Base Camp and to complete requirements 1, 4, and 5 of the scout rank. That's pretty much the bulk of that rank, and a great chance for new scouts to, spend a morning outdoors at camp and get signed off on some really important advancements. So again, that's October 24th. A week following that event is October 31st. It's Halloween. We know that families are, pretty limited this year of what they can do safely. So we're offering a chance for them to come out to Adventure Base Camp for a couple hours and do their trick-or-treating safely and contact-free at Adventure Base Camp. We're calling it the Trick-or-Treat Trail, and we're inviting everyone to come out to bring their friends, from the troop, bring friends who aren't in the troop, come out, dress in their scouting-appropriate costume, get outside for a few hours with the family, take a hike, through the woods at Adventure Base Camp. We'll have contact-free trick-or-treating stations along the way. We'll have some spooky stuff going on and some, Adventure Base Camp staff running around in costumes. We'll offer some crafts for the younger scouts. We'll have some campfires going with scary stories. So there's going to be a lot to do. We're going to run 3 2-hour sessions that day on Halloween. So it's going to go from 10 to 12, 1 to 3, and 4 to 6. Registration is limited, so make sure everybody signs up. It's free for adults, but they still have to sign up so we know how many folks to expect. Also coming up, we've got a few merit badges that we're offering at Adventure Base Camp. The first one is environmental science. That's an Eagle required badge. It's commonly earned at Yagoo, so a lot of scouts missed out on that opportunity this summer. So we're going to offer that badge as a 2-session class. It's going to run on October 26th and October 29th. And then the following week, the week of November 2nd, we're going to offer Nature Merit Badge. Same thing. It's going to be split up over 2 evenings. So it's November 2nd and November 5th. And both those badges are very small class sizes. So make sure you sign up soon because those badges will fill up. Be sure to check those out. And then finally, at Adventure Base Camp, we have our Open Adventure program. That runs most Saturdays from 1 to 4 p.m. The next one is scheduled for October 24th. It's a great chance for everyone to come out with your family, come out with your patrol, with your troop. And the goal is to get out to camp, whether it's for the whole afternoon or just for an hour, and there's a ton to do. So we're offering BB and archery ranges. Open Adventure includes the Axe Yard, which is where scouts can complete all of their knot tying requirements. They can earn the Tote and Chip Award. Families can go fishing. They can take a self-guided nature hike. Scouts can go through the physical fitness course, which was created to give scouts a chance to complete the tenderfoot requirements, including the 1-mile run. So there's a well-marked course throughout Adventure Base Camp where scouts can complete that requirement. So there's a lot to do. And new this fall is the BMX track and the axe throwing range, which are both great activities for older scouts and for parents and really for the whole family. So there's a lot to do at Adventure Base Camp. We provide all the equipment, we provide the staff. All you have to do is show up. So check out adventurebasecamp.org for the full schedule. That's always changing. We're going to be updating that, throughout the fall and winter with some new events. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me or feel free to put them in the Q&A box on the bottom of your screen. All right, thanks. Back to you, Brian.
Thank you, Joram. The Scout is helpful. So every year, Scouts go door to door picking up food to fill up the local food pantries. This year, it's going to look a little different. So I'd like to bring Carl up to explain how Scouting for Food will work this year.
Thank you very much. I have a lot of material to go over. And if you can bear with me, I have remarks prepared. I'll read through them because I don't want to miss anything that could benefit you in doing the food drive this year. Since 1988, the Scouts of the Narragansett Council have helped feed families in need by collecting nearly 10 million pounds of food. This yearly good turn is the area's most impactful food drive and the largest annual Scout service project. The Scouting for Food drive this year will have some significant changes. Under the guidance from the Massachusetts and Rhode Island Department of Health, the Narragansett Council, the Scouting for Food Committee, and our partners at the Rhode Island Community Food Bank have made the decision to cancel house-to-house, door-to-door distribution and food pickup for 2020. As always, the health and safety of our Scout families in our community is most important. Many organizations have faced challenges this year, including the Rhode Island Community Food Bank, Massachusetts Food Bank, and community food pantries in both Rhode Island and Massachusetts. The Rhode Island Community Food Bank relies on volunteer support and in-person donations to help feed families in need. Due to COVID-19 health and safety concerns, they have suspended in-person volunteer involvement in most food donations. Instead, they have worked with the community to identify new ways to get food to those in need. Using some of those same strategies here, Narragansett Council and the Rhode Island Community Food Bank will deliver this year's Scouting for Food drive. When? The 2020 Scouting for Food drive will take place from November 7th through November 14th. How will it work? Our communities will be asked to support the 2020 Scouting for Food drive in two ways. Number one, donate food online. Food banks are able to buy the items they need most at wholesale prices. Through online support, anyone anywhere in southeastern New England and beyond will be able to purchase food items online. In turn, the food bank can distribute those items to community pantries across Narragansett Council. We are working on Massachusetts online giving too. Number two, donate food in person. Many local food pantries are still able to receive limited food donations. We will share a list of over 100 food drop-off locations across Narragansett Council. Dropping off at any select locations will limit contact between individuals on property and will directly benefit community pantries and food banks. Online contribution portals and drop-off location lists will both be found at one convenient Scouting for Food website. The link is coming soon. How can Scouts help? Like every Scouting for Food drive over the past 33 years, this year's drive does not happen without a good turn from Scouts of the Narragansett Council. While Scouts will not be able to go door to door this year, we will ask that they help in other ways. One, social media, the best way to reach the most people. The Narragansett Council will provide customizable templates that Scouts and leaders and families can use to invite their friends to help. We'll offer templates leading up to the Scouting for Food that will explain this year's changes and prepare people to give. Additional templates will be provided the week of the food drive. Channel 12 TV will partner with us again, provide Scouting for Food spots. Email. For Scouts, leaders, and families who want to reach their contacts directly, customizable Scouting for Food templates will be provided. Remember, copy a parent or unit leader on all communications with youth. Last, community outreach. Units will receive lawn signs and other resources that can be displayed in their community to promote the 2020 Scouting for Food drive. Look for updates coming soon on the lawn signs, pickup dates, and locations. The COVID-19 health crisis has increased the demand for food in our area by 50%. This year, more than ever, our neighbors need our help. While we cannot collect food door to door, we are looking forward to facing the challenge and providing our annual good turn to help the community. we ask that every pack, troop, team, and crew take part in the 2020 Scouting for Food Drive. By participating in the Scouting for Food Good Turn, together, we in the Narragansett Council show our communities and our scouts that we haven't forgotten the principles that have made the Boy Scouts of America strong. Stay tuned to the Narragansett Council Facebook page for important Scouting for Food updates in the coming weeks. We expect all units to get involved this year. Thank you for your involvement over the previous food drives for the past 33 years. We look forward to continued success in our 2020 Scouting for Food Drive. If you have questions, you can reach Joram Northrop, the Council Program Director, at Joram, capital J, lowercase ORAM, dot Northrop, capital N, lowercase ORTHUP, at scouting.org. And I'll turn it back over to Bob.
Thank you, Carl. So last Friday, a lot of that information that just Carl went over was put into the newsletter. So if you missed something that Carl said, if you want to just take a look at the email that was sent out on Friday, that'll help you out. Next up, safety for all our scouts is very important. It really starts with youth protection. So I'd like to bring up John Blanchard to talk about youth protection. John?
Hi, thank you all for listening about youth protection, something that's important to all of us. Youth protection, known as YPT, is one of the few scouting trainings that has an expiration date, one of the very few. You might think of your YPT certificate like your driver's license. It should not expire. It's a responsibility of all of us to keep it up to date. Parents expect that their sons and daughters will have scout leaders that have up-to-date YPT and follow all of our current practices. If your YPT is expired or will expire by the end of the year, please take it now, as there are literally tens of thousands of people trying to take it nationally. Also, keeping up your YPT and not expiring this year will make your unit's rechartering effort much easier. If you don't know when your YPT expires, you can ask your unit leader, they'll know, or you can go to my.scouting.org and look up the training records itself.
Is that what you're saying?
If you've forgotten your username or password, please don't create a new account, as that'll give you a new membership number, which you will not get credit until we get the two records combined, which takes a little bit of an effort. If you have trouble with your username or password, please follow the instructions on my.scouting. And if it still doesn't work, get hold of me and we'll try to walk you through it, or we'll contact the appropriate council staff that can help out. When you're updating your YPT certificate, don't take the recommended YPT course, take the mandatory one. You can view the recommended YPT as extra credit, but it won't get you your certificate. You have to take the mandatory YPT course. Most likely to be very few live trainings this year because of COVID, but the council is offering 3 Zoom YPT courses that you can sign up on the Narragansett Council website. There's one tomorrow night, October 15th. And as of today, there's still people signing up for that. There's still slots available, likely. The next one would be November 18th and the final one, December 11th. And you have to sign up beforehand. And please keep in mind that the Boy Scouts of America have the finest youth protection program in the country, and it's recognized by federal agencies and national child advocacy organizations. And if you're having trouble, please feel free to contact me at foxblue@verizon.net. I'll do whatever I can to help you. I can't help some situations, but we will certainly try to find out to solve that problem. Thanks for listening, and keep on practicing safe scouting. Brian?
Thank you, John. A lot of us were bummed out this summer when we found out we couldn't attend Yagu in person. The Yagu staff put on an amazing program virtually for the summer that was second to none. But as things started getting loosened up, Tom and his staff looked at what can we do to offer the Yagu experience to all those that want it during the weekend. And they came up with a phenomenal idea and a phenomenal program. So I'd like to bring up Tom to explain more about what's going on at Yagu. Tom?
Thanks, Brian. I've got Brennan Reynolds also in here, so he can. I'm going to turn it over to him to do a little bit of explaining. We've had some great weeks. Actually, there's some people on this webinar that attended and are in the video. If you go to www.yagu.org and check out the video that we did with some adult leaders that attended the weekend program. They had a great time. The scouts had a great time, and they can attest for it. We've got a couple of we got this weekend, and we got 2 weekends left after that. So I'm going to turn it over to Brennan and let him talk about the program. Brennan.
Thank you, Tom. You know, the summer was super sad for all of us that were here at Yagu Scout Reservation, not having scouts here, but I'm super excited, and the Yagu staff and everybody is super excited to have scouts back here on the reservation. So what we are offering here, you know, our New Frontier program, that's huge for your scouts that are looking for those tenderfoot, second class and first class requirements, especially if you guys had scouts that cross over in the spring and you guys rely on summer camp a lot to get that New Frontier requirements done. We're offering that. We're offering our merit badges such as swimming, weather dependent, but we have communications, leather work, basketry, mammal study, and environmental science all going on down here. So there's a lot happening on the merit badge side of things. And what wouldn't be camp without some of our traditions? So our bake-off, our scavenger hunt, the rifle range is open, the 407's open, and we even have Monkey Fist Friday going on. As always here at camp, safety is our #1 priority. So everyone's wearing masks. Everybody's food is coming to you in an individual container. You have the option to eat that in a dining hall spaced out, or you can take it back to your campsite. We're scheduling troops, so there's not much intermixing between the troops, and everyone's kind of operating as their own unit. And there's plenty of hand sanitizer and hand washing going on. You know, like Tom said, we still have spots open in our last couple weekends. So that's October 23rd through the 25th, and then October 30th through November 1st. We have provisional spots open as well for any male or female scout BSA member looking to get involved in the program. It's been super great to have scouts in camp. You know, 2 weeks ago, I was walking through Middle Camp Road at 9 o'clock at night, and just hearing the white noise of scouts in camp with the campfires going was phenomenal. You know, it brought a lot of joy to my heart and everyone else's heart. So I hope to see everybody down here really soon. We got a lot of stuff going on, and thank you for having me. Thanks.
Thanks, Brennan. I guess one of the best things that came out of this, there was some scouts that attended last weekend that it would have been their last year at camp. They were aging out, and they still had that opportunity. So it's been a lot of fun, and we're looking forward for the next few weeks. I do have one other announcement that we just decided today. We let the staff know. Starting the weekend of October 23rd, 24th, 25th, we will be opening up Cashelot and Norse for overnight camping. So expect to be able to do reservations on the website, probably starting next Tuesday, as Aaron is on vacation. So I'm really excited about the opportunity to open up those camps out there. It'll be 3 units per camp, 3 units at Norse, 3 units at Cashelot. And you'll be assigned the site probably the Thursday before, because we're going to do that based on the numbers of people that you bring in. So I'm excited that all our camps are open now.
Awesome. Thank you, Tom. Thank you, Brennan, for the update on Yagu. And what I'd like to do is bring up Brian Norton to talk about our safety moment. Brian?
Okay, thank you, Brian. Tonight, we're going to be talking about digital safety and online scouting. As scouting continues to move to virtual and online platforms, it is still our obligation to keep our youth safe. The following guidance applies to all online scouting activities and meetings. Number one is follow all youth protection policies. Just because you're having virtual troop meetings or virtual events, that doesn't mean any of the youth protection policies have changed. You still want to have 2 deep leadership planned for all of your events and meetings. You want to make sure you never have a one-on-one contact with a scout, whether you're doing an interactive online or through email or text message or whatever platform you're communicating with your scouts. You want to make sure you always have a second adult available. I'll typically loop in the scouts' parents. You can get another scoutmaster. But most importantly, there's just a total ban on one-on-one contact that does apply to online meetings as well. Use online platforms with good safety and privacy features. Business-oriented conference platforms tend to be better at this than gaming platforms. You want to make sure you know your platform, know the safety features, the security features that are available, and make sure you're using them properly. You want to review regularly your chosen platform security features. Things like unique meeting identifications. Don't use the same meeting link week after week. I know it's more convenient. It also makes it easier for a bad actor to get that information. You want to use password features for all your meetings. If available, use the waiting rooms. I like the waiting room. It gives you a chance to screen who's coming into your meeting so you know who's there, and so that helps. Disable features you won't need. If somebody doesn't need to be presenting, make sure that they don't have the access to be sharing their screen or the whiteboards or anything else. And do not publish meeting invitations on public forums. So if you post a link to your meeting on Facebook or your unit's webpage, somebody you don't know who could have access to that, and you don't want bad actors having access to your online meetings. Any questions on that so far? I don't see anything lit up in the Q&A window, so that's good. Next point is you do not record online meetings with scouts, with youth. Just don't record online. Don't record the youth. That recording is going to pop up somewhere. Nobody wants that. Safeguard personal information. If you collect personal information, if you're doing registration for events through a web page or through email or however you're collecting personal information, you really need to safeguard that information. Make sure it doesn't get into the wrong hands. Meeting organizers must keep such information private and not share a youth's personal information with anyone except that youth's parent, guardian, or unit leaders responsible for tracking advancement. So if you have any questions, feel free to pop it in the Q&A window on the bottom. And after that, that was tonight's safety moment. Thank you, Brian.
Thank you, Brian. Wow, it sounded like an echo. I'd like to bring up Lisa now, and she is going to go through our Scouts BSA Roundtable, older scouts, keeping them, helping your troop. Lisa.
Thank you, Brian. How do you keep your older scouts engaged and helping your troop? The interaction between members of a well-functioning Scouts BSA troop is epitomized by older scouts helping and supporting newer ones. This is the concept of servant leadership, and it's one of our central motives. Let's talk about how did we get these older scouts to help our troop. Some scouts have an innate desire to help others, want to stay engaged and give back to the troop. However, most older scouts, particularly those who have reached the rank of Eagle, are ready to move beyond scouting. Such things are like schoolwork, etc. So how do we keep them up and running? Have an older scout patrol to serve older scouts who want to pursue more challenging activities. For the scouts that has been there, done that, and all of that attitude, this type of patrol can offer new challenges while keeping them involved in your troop leadership. You might think of them as a safety valve. It's lets older scouts blow off steam and then willingly re-engage with the troop. Older scout patrol activities should complement troop activities rather than conflict with them. Personal growth and advancement are two of those 8 methods of scouting. For older scouts, working on merit badges can fall under both of these methods. Merit badges can expose scouts to various hobbies, sciences, trades, business, and other possible future careers. For those who are eagle, continuing to earn merit badges allows them the opportunity to earn eagle palms. Leadership development is another one of those 8 methods. Every scout has the opportunity to participate in both shared and total leadership situations. Understanding concepts of leadership and becoming a servant leader helps a scout accept the leadership role of others and guides them towards participating, citizenship, and character development. For the older scouts, it's an opportunity to become a mentor to those younger ones. Scouts actually look up to them. Den chiefs. I know Mr. DeFon's on this call, so if you need some of your den chiefs trained, he's the one to go for. Another way to keep older scouts engaged, leadership development, which also, there are a few positions ideal for them, for older scouts. That's a den chief, troop guide, instructor, junior assistant scoutmaster. And we'll take a look at each of them, but let's start with the den chief. Having older scouts, the den chief. I don't have that. One moment, Brian. I don't. A den chief helps the pack, and they go to pack meetings and help with the rank requirements for them. There's also a troop guide. He helps those of the new patrol. And remember, Scout is a youth-led organization. So the troop guide mentors the patrol leader. And aside from mentoring the patrol leader, the troop guide guides the new scouts through scouting activities, ensures older scouts don't harass or bully the new scouts, teaches basic scouting skills, and acquaints the new scouts to the troop operation. The instructor. That role is perfect for older scouts who have mastered one or more of the basic scouting skills. Being an instructor allows the scout to pass on their knowledge to younger scouts while coaching them through scouting skills at the troop meeting, as well as troop outings. Junior Assistant Scoutmaster, also known as a JASM, is not intended to be a reward for a retiring SPL or those who achieve the rank of Eagle. The JASM is the pinnacle of positions for older scouts, a reflection of servant leadership. The JASM is appointed by the SPL with consent of the Scoutmaster. Ideally, the SPL is appointing a scout or multiple scouts to the JASM position that they feel comfortable getting guidance and direction from. In addition to working with the SPL, the JASM is a member of the Patrol Leaders Council and acts as a mentor for all youth members of the council. In preparation for this mentorship of other youth leaders, the JASM should ideally draft a plan and review it with the Scoutmaster. The goal of the JASM position is to prepare the scout to become an assistant Scoutmaster when they turn 18. Some ways troops have successfully used JASMs include training and supervising troop guides who work with the new Scout Patrol, training and supervising instructors and leading scouting skills to all troop members, training and supervising den chiefs as they work with their local packs to help teach the scouting skills necessary for Cub Scout advancement and encourage transition to the troop. Also, an instructor role is perfect for older scouts. Mastered one or more of the basic scouting skills. Being an instructor allows the scout to pass on their knowledge to younger scouts. Also, we encourage training in the leave no trace skills and outdoor ethics. Also serving as a liaison to the chartered organization and by coordinating youth activities and service process, assisting the Scoutmaster in delivering troop leadership training. All of these positions allow older scouts to practice and develop leadership skills they can take with them outside of scouts, whether it's a sports team, a club at school, or even their work. Throughout the experience, needs to be fun and engaging for the older scouts to keep them coming back. If it is, changes are more likely than not. They will also give back and help the troop maintain the culture that it made a success for themselves. Any question?
No, I was just going to add to it. The den chief is probably one of the most important jobs a troop can have. You just think about, as a pack grows, having a Boy Scout that grows with that den throughout the years and crosses over with that den. Now that den and those youth have a connection to the troop, and they actually be able to get a bond, get to know them. So it's not this scary going into something that's not known. They know somebody, they look up to them, and it helps with that transition, having a den chief, and keeps that connection between a pack and a troop because you help one another. So were there any other questions, comments? Okay, Commissioner's moment is never just a minute. To every troop, it seems to have a fire builder. This is a person whose first thought in the morning or making camp is to build a fire. It's somebody who kindles a fire almost intuitively in any weather condition. It's a skill or an instinct, which is most independent of positions or experiences. We all know who are our troops' fire builders. When you light a fire with a flint and steel, you start with the tiniest, most delicate spark. If you don't do anything after you strike the spark, it'll quickly die out. You have to blow on it very gently at first until it glows and the heat begins to transfer to surrounding tinder. If you are skillful and attentive and have worked patiently on the spark, it'll burst into flames. That flame then can be used to provide warmth, protection, and light, not to mention being an essential ingredient in the almighty morning coffee on a campout. Most worthwhile humans endeavor are like that. Friendships, scholarships, citizenship, even marriages and parenthood. They all start with a spark, but require careful and attentive nurturing before they will burst into flame and sustain themselves. Now you have noticed on a cold morning at the campout that everybody's huddled around the fire, but there are usually only 1 or 2 boys or adults actively working to keep that fire going. Citizenship is much like that. Everybody enjoys the benefits, the warmth, the heat, the fire, even those that aren't helping feed the fire. But you also know that if there aren't any fire builders, then everyone stands around keeping warm and no one leaves the fire to get more wood. The fire will die out and everybody will be cold. My challenge to you as leaders is to be the fire builder. Nurture the sparks of character, citizenship, and leadership wherever you find them. Use your leadership to ensure that we are a nation by the people, not just of and for the people. The survival of our society and our way of life requires an active citizenship, not people standing around the fire with their hands outstretched. Thank you. So that concludes this month's roundtable. We're very happy that you all joined us tonight. We thank you for everything that you do for our scouts, for our community, and keeping scouting alive in these difficult times. So thank you for joining us and have a great night.